4,000 years ago, a city solved problems we still argue about today. Not with steel, not with electricity, not with computers, but with bricks and silence. No giant statues of kings. This city had no palaces, no obvious monuments to power. Yet it was cleaner, more organized, and more carefully planned than many modern cities. This is Mohenjo-daro, one of the main cities of the Indus Valley civilization. And its city planning should make us uncomfortable, because it suggests something we rarely like to admit. Advanced societies don't always look impressive. Sometimes they look boring. Straight roads, standardized bricks, drainage systems hidden underground. No drama, no glory, just systems that worked. So why does this matter now? Because Mohenjo-daro forces us to rethink what progress actually means, and whether we've really moved forward at all. Let's go back. Around 2600 BCE, along the Indus River, a civilization quietly emerged. It stretched across what is now Pakistan and northwest India, larger in area than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. And yet, it left behind almost no written history we can read. No epic stories, no royal propaganda, no speeches carved in stone. What we have instead is the city itself. And the city tells a story. Mohenjo-daro wasn't built randomly. It wasn't a village that slowly grew messy over time. It was planned. From the beginning, the city was divided into precise grids. Streets ran north to south, east to west. Main roads were wide. Side streets were narrower. Intersections were deliberate. This wasn't accidental symmetry. It was governance expressed through geometry. Every house followed similar rules. Standard brick sizes. Standard layouts. Standard access to water. This matters more than it sounds. Standardization means coordination. Coordination means authority. But here's the strange part. There's no clear evidence of kings. No massive palaces towering over the city. No royal tombs filled with gold. No temples dominating the skyline. So who enforced the plan? That's the first uncomfortable question. Mohenjo-daro suggests society where control didn't need to be loud. Power was built into the system. Take water. Almost every house had access to a well. Not a public fountain shared by elites. Private or semi-private wells. This means clean water wasn't a privilege. It was expected. And the wastewater? This is where things get unsettling. Beneath the streets ran covered drainage channels, brick-lined, carefully sloped, connected house to house. Some homes even had indoor bathing areas. Let that sink in. While much of the ancient world dumped waste into open streets, Mohenjo-daro hid it. Out of sight, out of mind. Cleanliness wasn't symbolic. It was engineered. Now, here's the math people often miss. A city of at least 40,000 people. Every household generating wastewater. All of it moving downhill without pumps. That requires precision, slopes calculated, bricks aligned, maintenance planned. Someone was measuring, someone was enforcing standards. But again, no king, no inscriptions telling us who ordered this. Which leads to a strange possibility. What if the most powerful institution in Mohenjo-daro wasn't a ruler, but a shared agreement? That's unsettling, because it challenges how we think civilizations work. Most ancient cities scream hierarchy. Mohenjo-daro whispers coordination. Look at the Great Bath. It's the most famous structure in the city. A large, waterproof tank, steps leading down. Careful sealing with bitumen, but no throne, no altar, no statue. We don't know exactly what it was used for. Ritual bathing? Public ceremonies? Social regulation? What we do know is that it wasn't private. It was collective. And that tells us something. This city invested its best engineering, not in glorifying leaders, but in shared spaces. Now let's contrast hype versus reality. Modern narratives love mystery. Ancient aliens? Lost super technology? Civilizations too advanced for their time. But Mohenjo-daro doesn't need fantasy. Its brilliance is painfully practical. No skyscrapers. No massive monuments. Just a city optimized for daily life. Which raises another uncomfortable point. Highly functional systems don't leave dramatic ruins. They leave subtle ones. That's why Mohenjo-daro feels underwhelming to some people. There's no single jaw-dropping structure. The masterpiece is the layout itself. And that's easy to overlook. Now zoom out. This city worked for centuries. The drainage didn't collapse immediately. The grid didn't fail overnight. But eventually, the civilization declined. Not in flames, not through conquest we can clearly trace. But gradually, rivers shifted, trade routes changed. Environmental stress increased. And here's the irony. A civilization so good at planning couldn't plan for instability. Its systems were optimized for balance, not shock. When the environment changed, the grid couldn't adapt fast enough. Which sounds uncomfortably familiar. Modern cities are also optimized for traffic patterns, for supply chains, for predictable growth, but fragile when assumptions break. Mohenjo-daro reminds us that intelligence doesn't guarantee resilience. You can solve sanitation, water access, and urban planning, and still lose everything to slow, invisible pressures. So what's the real lesson here? Not that ancient people were secretly modern, and not that we failed entirely. The lesson is simpler and harder to accept. Progress isn't about spectacle, it's about systems. And the most powerful systems are often the least visible. Mohenjo-daro didn't try to impress the future. It tried to function in the present. And that might be why we struggle to recognize its greatness. Which leaves one final question. If an ancient city could design for dignity, cleanliness, and order without kings or machines, why do we still struggle to build cities that work just as quietly today?